right, everybody, as you can see, I have rummaged through my refrigerator. I found old chicken carcasses from a meal this week. This was used for a salad that I made. These cut up bits of onion were from the burrito episode. And I have some random carrots that I forgot about. I have some mushrooms that I need to use. I have half an onion from something else that I don't even remember making. All of this to say that this is the beginning of a delicious chicken stock. And if you have these sort of items in your refrigerator, I would strongly suggest making a chicken stock yourself. This is something that can be put to good use in a risotto or many other meals. So definitely, you don't have to go out and buy a bunch of new produce. Look around, you may have what you need to make a chicken stock at home right now. And with that having been said, let me prepare this, get this ready to go, and we can start. All right, everyone, let's get started. Given the fact that this is going to be for a chicken stock, there's no fancy cuts required, just a bunch of rough chops, and then you're good to go. So let's start off with our mushrooms. And that's that. So, chop this up. Get this one ready. All right, everyone, as you can see, our veg is all prepped and ready to go. We have things in separate bowls. This bowl is full of our garlic and shallots, and that will be going in last. The reason for that is we don't want our garlic and shallots to burn in the amount of time that it's going to take for this to caramelize to a point where we like. Our garlic and shallots would have already burned if we threw them all in together. So with that having been said, let's get started. All right, everyone, our Instant Pot is heated and ready to go. So we're going to go in with our olive oil, and we're following that with all of our veg. So we get it all in there. Delicious. And we're just gonna stir this around. And let's hit it with our salt and black pepper. And then stir that in as well. What we wanna do is break down this veg, cook off the liquid, get some serious caramelization going before we go in with the rest of our seasoning. And off camera, I also have a pot coming up to a boil. Once it hits a boil, I'm gonna bring it down to a simmer because you want to pour hot liquid into this. You don't want to pour cold liquid when you're trying to make a stock. You're really just working against yourself if you do that. So, all right, as you can see, our veg is breaking down nicely. We're getting some good caramelization. It smells incredible. So now it's time to put in our chicken. So I'm just gonna dump that right in, and I'm just going to mix. Now I wanna give this a little time for the chicken to start releasing some fat. And then once that happens, I am going to throw in the last bit of our seasoning. All right, our chicken has been in for a while. It's starting to release the fat. I can smell it. So now I'm going in with my final seasonings. And I'm also going in with my garlic and shallots. Make sure you get all of that. And then let's mix it all up. We're also following that with roughly about 2 tablespoons of better than bouillon. So going in with that. All right, everybody, as you can see, things are breaking down and it smells absolutely delicious. So now it's time to take our water that we brought to a boil, reduced to a simmer. It's nice and hot. It's time to combine the two, put the lid on this pressure cooker and get going with our stock. So let me grab our water. All right, I got our water and we're going to the max line of the pressure cooker. Let the steam do its thing. I'm trying to find that max line. Oh, there it is. Give it a stir. Now I'm pulling up that fond that was on the bottom of the Instapot. Want to pull that up, that's flavor. All right. Okay, now we are ready to go. Now, I've got to change the setting on this. I've got it on saute right now, so I'm going to change it from saute to pressure cook. And poultry, I'm going to put the lid on now, lock it in place, hit start, and there we go. So this is going to take a while. Well, it says 45 minutes, but once the 45 minutes elapses completely, then it starts a countdown for when you can actually open it. It has to depressurize. And that usually takes about, I don't know, anywhere from another 35 to 45 minutes as well. So this is going to be a little while, but once it's all said and done, you will have an absolutely delicious chicken stock. So let's let it cook and I'll be back. All right, everyone, the Instapot has let me know that it is done and it's okay to open it up. All the pressure has subsided and now we can open this up and see what we've ended up with. I've let it sit for quite a while to try to cool down, but I'm sure it's still pretty hot. So let's see where we are. All right, and as you can see, we have a beautiful, deep, very rich chicken stock. Let's just stir it a little bit. It smells really good. Now, I can feel the heat coming off of this. What we're going to do is we're going to use a little trick to get this to cool down rapidly. Move this to the side. I have a very large bowl full of ice, and you can pop this thing right out and drop it into the bowl of ice. So we're going to do that now. Just pop this out and drop it right into the bowl of ice. Okay. Side. All right, now you let that sit in the bowl of ice, and if you want, you can stir. And what you're doing is rapidly cooling it. You're stirring everything around. The ice underneath is melting. As it melts, it's going to cool down this chicken stock. So I'm going to let this go for a while, and then I'll come back. All right, so everything's cooled down enough. Time to strain out all the unwanted bits, leaving behind our delicious chicken stock. So let's get started with that process. Let me move this over to the side and then put this here, have our strainer. All right, so we have our ladle, we have our strainer. Go, let's just start ladling this in. Now you could also just pick it up, pour it in. If I had a larger container, I would definitely do that, but this is such a small container that it goes from empty to completely full quite quickly. Push that through. A few more ladles and we're all done with this first container. Okay, first container done. As you can see, beautiful stock, delicious, ready to go. We're really getting down to it. So I'm going to pick this up and pour it off. And whatever falls in, I'll just press against the mesh and, you know, get all that delicious stock. It may not be pretty, but it is delicious. All right. And that is that, my friends. All right, everyone, as you can see, we are all done. We have made a delicious chicken stock. This is really easy. Anyone can do this. Don't look at this like a recipe. It's not really a recipe. It's more like a guide, okay? If you have these ingredients, if you have similar ingredients, and you want to make a chicken stock, you can do it. Trust me, I just did it right in front of you. I found some stuff in my refrigerator. I didn't want to throw it away. I didn't want it to go to waste, and now it is a delicious chicken stock. My name is Jonathan. This has been Homestead Foodie. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. It is always a pleasure. At the end of this video, I've attached 2 other videos, okay, where I use chicken stock to give you some ideas of what you can do with your newly acquired knowledge. This has been Homestead Foodie. Thank you guys so much. And until I see you again, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you later.